Here we got the push for the masks. We're going to be saturated with mask stories now. You can be guaranteed for Daily Fail. Florida dad, 42, is fighting for life after his son ignored his parents' advice and went out with friends without a mask and infected his whole family with BS-19. Oh, you gotta freaking laugh. A Florida father was fighting for his life after contracting corona BS from his son, who tested positive after ignoring his parents' advice to stay home and not gather with friends. Oh, yeah. The parents are advising their children to stay home and not gather with friends. Oh, really? Oh, so you can't do that. Anyway, John Place from Plantation, interesting name, is currently in the intensive care unit at Westside Regional Medical Centre, where he was put on a ventilator for more than 2 weeks. The 42-year-old and his family all tested positive for BS-19 last month after his 21-year-old son went out with friends one night and unknowingly brought the respiratory virus back to their home. The 42-year-old and his family all tested positive for BS-19 last month after his 21-year-old son went out with friends one night and unknowingly brought the respiratory virus back to their home. Place, however, was the only one, of course, who required hospitalisation after 4 days of fever and non-stop coughing. He has now been in the hospital for nearly 3 weeks. Bullshit, bullshit. His wife, Michelle Zimmett, it's not a place, it's a Zimmett, said she had repeatedly pleaded with the stepson, who was not named. Oh, of course you're not going to name him. Why not name him? Is he a place or a Zimmett? To avoid going out with friends and to always wear a mask. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, plead with your stepson. Yeah, all right, the stepson, he must be a place. So, yeah, plead with him. Don't go out. Please wear a mask. Please wear a mask. I don't want you to come home and give Dad the fucking BS-19. Oh, no. Oh, all those pleas. Can you imagine it? Look at these two fucking frauds. This fucking acting piece of garbage here. Putting on an act like he's fucking dying. What a lot of shit. How do these people sleep at night, honestly? It makes me sick how they use these fucking sellouts. He always assured me, don't worry, Mum, I'm doing everything right. Relax, chill, you know how these kids are. So I trusted him, Zimmett told Miami News. She said she begged him to think about his dad. Look, think about your dad. Don't go out with your friends. Please wear a mask. It's all about your dad. We know you're going to come home with the BS-19. Oh, by God, can you imagine this shit? Who is at a higher risk of severe BS-19 illness because he's overweight and diabetic? Oh, really? Oh, so the virus attacks people because they're overweight and diabetic. The virus knows that, does it? Yeah? Just like it knows aged care homes. The difference between aged care homes and normal homes. We only go into aged care homes because we've got to see these old people that have been there for months and months and months, and we want to infect them and we want them to die because that's a very, very, very smart virus, you know. It's very, very picky and choosy. Anyway, but despite her pleas, he went out against her wishes one night in June. Oh, can you imagine the stepmother sitting at home that night, just waiting for him to come home? Oh, just panicking. Oh, is he going to spread the virus to us all? So when he gathered with his friends and removed his mask while eating and drinking. So he actually did wear a mask. But of course, if you go to eat and drink, a bit hard to keep wearing a mask. Days later, he felt cold symptoms. And a friend at the get-together told him she had tested positive for coronavirus. By then, it already had taken hold in the young man's household. You let your guard down just one time. It's all it takes, Zimmett added. You come home and you infect the entire house. You know, but I was waiting for you to come home knowing full well that you're going to do that, but I didn't take any precautions whatsoever, even though I begged you and begged you and begged you. to wear a mask and not go out because I knew that you were going to infect our family. But, we just let you come home and let it all happen, and there we are, your dad's dying, and this is fucking bullshit. The illness is spread among members of the family, highlights the outcome dreaded by authorities. Scripted by authorities, who feared the recent surge of cases hitting younger Floridians would spread to older, more vulnerable people. They don't necessarily listen. It could be peer pressure. This Zimmett said. Zimmett seems to say a lot. Maybe they think none of us are sick, we are fine. They don't understand many of us are asymptomatic and are positive carriers of the virus. Sorry, we're told asymptomatic people do not spread the virus. And there's Mr. Faker. Oh, you're kidding me. There's a GoFundMe. John Place needs our help to beat BS-19. 33,000 already raised. Oh, fucking what? Zimmett's friends have launched a GoFundMe campaign. Oh, yeah, sure. Zimmett's friends. More like the fucking government. The young man who did not want to talk to the media had told his father and stepmother, and he initially thought he had a common cold and took over-the-counter medication. When he heard about his friend testing positive for coronavirus, he still didn't think he had it. But members of the family started to fall ill one by one, dropping dead like flies, starting with the 14-year-old brother who was also overweight and was wheezy, coughing and lethargic. The 6-year-old sister had a runny nose. The stepmother was achy with a fever and chills. How far do I go with this shit? Zimmer and the children have since started to recover. But of course, the poor husband remains in a serious condition in the ICU. There is the fucking sell-out piece of fat garbage. I won't read any more. Oh, hang on. Zimmer said she had been called an awful mother and an evil witch for placing the blame on the stepson. But she said she thought it was important to share her family's story amid a surge of infections first detected among young people. Oh, it goes on and on. Daily Mail. Daily Mail that gets everything before the event even happens. That'll do. Wear a mask, everyone. Please, I beg you, wear a mask when you go out. Only take it off if you're drinking or eating, but even then try to somehow do it with the mask on. Maybe you could suck on a straw or something. World's fucked.